Hey, aloha everybody. Um, Hope this finds whoever who's watching very well. I'm sending you power and just good energy from over here. So, real quick video here. Um, just want to talk about confidence and one of the most powerful methods that I have used to help me overcome anxiety and social anxiety and just general anxiety, depression, fear, things like that. So a lot of books and coaches and people will talk about, don't have negative thoughts, or don't think about fearful, anxious thoughts, or don't think about thoughts that will make you feel depressed. For me, like what has really helped me a lot, and it's also something that I share with a lot of the people that I work with, is the reason why people are anxious all the time is because they are anxious all the time. The reason why people are depressed all the time is because they're depressed all the time. The reason why people win all the time or are confident all the time is because they are confident all the time. So what am I talking about? You're like, what are you talking about, Ape? Basically, here's what I would say is feel confidence rather than be confident. Feel confidence. That's been something that has helped me tremendously. And what does that mean? It means we all know how the feeling of confidence feels like, and we're all able to do that to ourselves at any moment in time. You are able to feel happiness right now if you really wanted to. It'll take some time for it to activate, but once you start feeling happy, you can feel it. You can also feel sadness, and you can go there too. You can feel anxious, and always remember that our thoughts and feelings are linked to each other. A lot of the time it's thoughts that we're not aware of that trigger anxious feelings. Will go out, and without even realizing it, subconsciously 1,000 thoughts are taking place. Oh, what if this person thinks of me in this way, or what if I do this, or what if I looks in a certain way, or what if I make this mistake, and what if they do this, and then they're going to think of me like this. And it's like a stream of thoughts. And remember, thoughts trigger emotions. So when all these thoughts are taking place, our body doesn't know the difference between the thoughts and reality, and our body is just being assaulted with a lot of traumatic events that aren't even actually happening. It's just happening in our mind, right? So, a lot of coaches and a lot of books will talk about how to think about positive thoughts, and which that works too, but it doesn't work for everyone, because there are people who are kind of like, they think and they use their mind a lot, and then there are people who feel and they use their heart more. So for people who feel more and use their heart more, it's more difficult of a concept to grasp when you're talking about thought and what to think and how to think, and vice versa. If you try to explain what I'm explaining now to someone who thinks more, they might have more difficulty with that concept of, what do you mean feel confidence? But for those of us, I'm more inclined to feel things more. For me, I can much more easily access feelings rather than play with the realm of thoughts and thinking and words. So, we're all different, and this is a really important thing always when it comes to anything we do: diet, spirituality, mental strengthening. To always remember that we're all different, so you've got to understand yourself, know thyself, know who you are and what's going to work for you more. For me, I have found that, I have struggled with anxiety my whole life, depression, anxiety. I feel like we all do. It's part of our human condition. There's a lot going on in the world that can create anxiety. Even as I've mentioned before, driving in a steel, aluminum vehicle going at 70 miles per hour down a freeway is not a normal thing that our biology is used to. And so even driving, so there's so many other things that will create anxiety in us. So I would say that, for those of you out there who may be similar to myself, play with this concept of feel confidence, rather than people who will say be confident or, be calm or be strong, be positive. Replace that word be with feel. So feel strong. And what this means is when you're at home in your room, or just as often as you can, even when you're walking around or driving, feel strong. Just play with that feeling of strength. Just slowly absorb and marinate yourself into the feelings of strength, feeling strong, feeling confident, feeling calm, feeling relaxed, feeling positive, feeling happy. We've all felt those feelings, so it's just a case of remembering how those feelings felt, focusing on that, and then allowing yourself to marinate in those feelings. And when you get to that place, stay there as long as you can. And that's a emotional strength and conditioning technique that has helped me tremendously. It's very similar to in yoga when they ask you to hold certain positions, and then if you have a good yoga instructor, they'll tell you to now breathe deeply and relax in those stressful poses. Why is that important? Because you're training your body to be at ease in that healthy position, because your body doesn't want to be in that position. It's not used to it. It's conditioned to sit all day or be in a bad position. So you're retraining your body, and you're teaching your body that it's okay, it's safe. And how does our body know when things are safe? It's when you are able to breathe deeply in a calm manner. So breath is very important. So I would say this channel is not for, I don't want to rule people out of here, but this is more for people who, are, who actually are going to do the work, who are willing to do the work. This isn't for people who are, I guess, if you're trying to educate yourself, you will eventually get to the point where you are going to actually apply. But I would say that start by feeling those feelings. So play with, feel the confidence. It's a meditation. It's as I said, an emotional strength and conditioning session and technique. Now you're going to need something really important to be able to even attempt to do this, and that is self-awareness. So, as I was just mentioning 10 seconds ago, this channel is going to be more for, or this video is going to help more the people who understand what self-awareness is. Because if you're not self-aware at all, it's going to be very difficult for you to even understand or attempt to do this, because you're going to need to remember, and that's all self-awareness is. It's not some fancy thing. All self-awareness is remembering to practice these things. You know, meditation, self-awareness, it's not nothing complicated. All it is, it's strengthening your focus, your awareness. Because once you get out in the world, your focus is scattered all over the place. I got to do this. I'm worried about what they are doing and what's going on here and blah, blah, blah. So while all that activity is taking place, when you step out into the world, are you able to remember to feel confidence, to feel calmness, to feel strong? Are you going to remember to breathe? Are you going to remember to breathe? It's so important, you know. When we feel anxiety or anxious, we hold our breath, and that exasperates the anxiety, because breathing is very important. Our body needs air and oxygen to function properly. So I'm going to wrap this video up real quick, but there are other things also that that it's very important for us to be aware of that cause anxiety. It's not only just our thoughts, while thoughts are a major thing. It's also like what you eat. You know, what you're eating, what are you drinking? What the air that you're breathing. Are you breathing in clean air? Are you living in a polluted environment? You know, there's a lot of things that we can do to improve our situation, even if we do live in a polluted city. I used to live in LA for years, London for years. You can get air purifiers. There's all kinds of different things. You can go for trips out of town, out of the city, whatever it is. But those things are very important too, because, you know, some of us are more in touch with our senses than others. You know, I don't want to say sensitive, but that's not a negative thing, being sensitive. I consider that a superpower. It just, imagine if you have a car that has more senses, you know, that knows you're going to hit a wall or whatever, or a spaceship that has more sensors on it. It's a good thing. So having increased sensitivity or increased senses, some of us who are like that, we can feel anxiety more. We can feel depressed more. We can feel happy more. We can feel excited more. Everything is just more intense. And so, as I said, people like that, it's like a superpower, because you can really find out how things are affecting you if you have that awareness. You can feel that, oh, I just ate something, and you know, sometimes you can eat something and feel depressed instantly, because, or you can eat something and feel anxious instantly. Why? Because your body is receiving signals biologically that this substance that you've put inside yourself isn't necessarily the best. It could be that it's hard to digest. It could be that it has, you know, some things in there that are not healthy for you. It could be that there aren't any healthy nutrients in there. And it's good. The same goes with water. The same goes with our air. Now, I'm not trying to make everyone out there crazy, you know, picky and detailed, but I just want to get across that how deep this is. This isn't, you know, there are a lot of things that can increase and stimulate our anxiety and our depression. It's not always just people, relationships, feelings, and thoughts. It can be also that you could have an injury. It could be that the environment that you're in isn't one that you're happy with, or that's a lazy way to explain it, happy with, but you may have this knowing inside you of what's the best path to live on, and perhaps you're not on that path. Perhaps you're going in a slightly different direction, or you're going backwards, or you're off the path. You're perhaps not living in the way that is the ideal, or the best, or the healthiest, or the most righteous way. Those are all things that also contribute to our anxiety, sadness, anger, frustration, depression. But the gist of this video is this hack that you can use to condition yourself. And the more often you do this, the more confident you will be. The reason why majority of people are anxious and depressed is because they are anxious and depressed most of the time. And whatever you focus on and put your attention on becomes stronger, grows more. So imagine that all day long, feeling anxiety. All we're doing is strengthening that anxiety, strengthening that mindset. So start strengthening another mindset of feeling confidence. Feel that confidence. Feel it. Feel that funniness. If you want to be a great comedian, feel funny. You don't want to be funny, but feel funniness, and then you will be funny. Feel confidence, and you will be confident. It's truly incredible how powerful we are and how capable we are of pretty much anything. And it's all about how we use and I don't want to say manipulate, it has like negative connotations, but how we shape this existence, this matter of existence that we're in. We are orchestrating it. The fact is, unfortunately, that most of us are doing it unconsciously, and when we're doing it unconsciously, we can be controlled by external influences, by corporations, by other people. We can be controlled by our own fears. We can be controlled by so many things, and it puts us in a smaller and smaller bubble, and we wind up expressing ourselves less and less, or we can wind up expressing ourselves less and less. So remember, you are in control of so much, and if you are more of a thinking kind of person, you can use your thought to do this. Or if you're more of a feeling kind of person, use these hacks. The mental version of this hack would be to actually write down on a piece of paper, I am confidence. Confidence grows within me hour by hour, day by day. Day by day, my anxiety dissolves. Or even better, don't mention the anxiety. Focus on the positive things. Focus on how day by day my confidence, my peace, my inner peace increases. If you write those things down on a page just once a day, if you wake up in the morning and you fill out a whole page with every hour and every day my confidence grows stronger within me. Every hour and every day my inner peace radiates and beams and grows more and more powerful. Writing that down will have the same effect, because as you write it, you feel it. So give it a shot, try it out. It's just a quick video that I wanted to make, and I'm going to post this up right now. There were a lot of incredible, kind words left on my last video. I'm just really humbled, really grateful that people are out there still watching and interested. And I'm going to keep making these videos, and I'm going to keep sharing, and I'm going to hopefully get back into the flow of making better and better videos so we can go more deeply into things. And there's so much interesting so many interesting things going on in the world right now, and so yeah, give that, play with that a little bit. Sit down. You can incorporate it into your meditation, or you can create it as a secondary or a supplemental strength and conditioning tool in your life that you can just do for 60 seconds. Close your eyes and just feel confidence. How does confidence feel? It feels like when you're able to speak in front of a crowd of people. It's when you're able to stand up for yourself with kindness and not being aggressive and defensive. So you can even visualize those moments of yourself standing in front of a room and laughing and making people laugh, or standing in front of a room and being confident and talking calmly, or it can be whatever you works for you. It can be, if you're a fighter, that you're going to visualize yourself beating your opponent. You can visualize other people, even if you're a fighter, being in fear of you and crumbling under intimidation. It's endless, the things that we can do. And the more and more you train and you visualize and you feel those things, the more and more you will become those things. The reason why you are who you are now is because you are who you are. So if you are constantly anxious, it's because you're constantly anxious. If you are constantly sad and depressed, it's because you're constantly sad and depressed. So your first step, if you're struggling severely with these things, is to insert little moments of fresh air and change, where you'll do something different, where you will experience different feelings. Watch a movie, listen to a song, watch some stand-up comedy, eat something amazing, go travel somewhere great, get under the sun, jump into the ocean, jump into a swimming pool, jump into a jacuzzi. So there's endless things we can do, but step one is change something. And I would suggest change how you feel, because you have control of that. So adios for now. Hope you all have an awesome weekend, and I shall be posting more videos soon. Hey folks, one more thing I just remembered as I stopped videoing is if and when you do feel anxiety or anxious, just be aware of it and then tell yourself, why am I feeling this? Like, this is only strengthening my anxiety. Remember that for many of us, we've created that conditioning and that habit of being anxious and depressed or whatever it is. So it could probably be there in the background. So if you get back to your day and whatever, or just like me, I put my laptop away, and if I feel any of that, just immediately just be aware of it and be like, well, I want to feel confidence instead. So feel confidence. All right. And it's going to be hourly, daily work. Remember, there's a lot in the world that's going on. There's people being bombed daily in Palestine and Africa. There's demonstrations happening all around the world. So there's a lot for us to be anxious about, and so it's okay. Love it always. Don't resist it. Welcome it. Talk to it. Understand why it's there, but then practice these techniques that I'm sharing with you. And as I mentioned about the yoga, when you're out in the world and your anxiety or depression or whatever, frustration may be more exasperated, practice the breathing and being calm, just like the yoga. In the stressful positions, train your body to be calm. All right, everyone, adios for now. Talk to you all soon.